When the collapse comes, and it will come, your dollars won't mean a thing. Gold? Totally useless. Crypto. Good luck charging a wallet when the grid dies. The real power won't be in money. It'll be in things. The kind of things that keep people warm, fed, healthy, or just sane. That's the currency that'll matter. If you're holding the right barter items, you won't just survive, you'll thrive. You'll trade, you'll have leverage. You'll move through the chaos like you own the market, but only if you prepare now. Before the panic hits, today I'm breaking down 10 overlooked dirt-cheap items that'll skyrocket in value when everything falls apart. No fluff, no gimmicks, just practical life-saving essentials that everyone will fight to get. If you're not prepping with this mindset yet, it's time to start. Hit that subscribe button right now, because on this channel, we're not just stockpiling supplies, we're stockpiling power. Don't get left behind. Let's get into it. 1. Clean clothes, clear edge. Why laundry detergent will dominate barter markets. When everything crumbles, food, water, and security are the first things people worry about. It's survival 101. But there's one overlooked item that will quietly become more essential than any of those in the long run. Laundry detergent. It doesn't sound flashy, but in the grim reality of societal collapse, detergent transforms from a household item into a survival must-have and a premium trade commodity. Here's the truth people miss. Clean clothes aren't just about comfort. When sanitation breaks down and medical resources are non-existent, keeping clothes clean becomes a frontline defense against disease. Think about it. Dirty socks and underwear are breeding grounds for bacteria that cause skin infections, fungal issues, and even severe open wounds. Without antibiotics, that's game over. This is where detergent pulls its weight. It keeps people healthy, safe, and more importantly, alive. What makes detergent a black market champion? It's practicality. Powdered laundry detergent in particular is lightweight, compact, and stores incredibly well. Properly sealed, it can last for years. And in a barter economy, a single measuring scoop carries surprising value. People won't barter for whole boxes. They'll trade for just enough to keep their family clean. Packaging scoops or pods into small, resealable bags ahead of time gives you a trade-ready supply that's easy to handle and divide on the spot. But most people get it wrong when they think big plastic tubs of liquid detergent are the answer. Here's why they're not. Liquid is messy, heavy, and far harder to divide into fair portions. That's why powdered detergent is king. You can even pre-package portions into airtight snack bags, stack them in a sturdy crate, and have an instant barter stash ready to deploy. Beyond hygiene, detergent offers another surprising value: reassurance. Imagine living in a world where everything smells like sweat, decay, and burning debris. Now imagine handing someone a scoop of detergent that makes their clothes smell fresh. That tiny ounce of normalcy, that fleeting moment of hope, is something people will pay for and remember long after the trade. Laundry detergent isn't just soap and suds, it's dignity, protection, and practicality all rolled into one compact package. Those who stack detergent instead of cash or gold will have a currency usable at every level of survival, from localized trades to major bartering opportunities. 2. White powder, serious power, baking soda's underrated potential. At first glance, baking soda looks like little more than a cheap pantry staple. But during any societal collapse, this seemingly humble white powder changes the game entirely. Sodium bicarbonate becomes a survival superhero. Multi-purpose, practical, and highly sought after. If you're building a prepper cache, overlooking this item is a costly mistake, plain and simple. Baking soda is far more than an ingredient for cookies or muffins. When the world spins into chaos, it will be prized for its sheer utility. Consider hygiene. Toothpaste will be one of the first essentials to vanish from store shelves, but baking soda mixed with a little water becomes an effective substitute for brushing your teeth. Need deodorant? Baking soda's odor-neutralizing properties handle the issue without fancy chemicals. Got undrinkable water? A pinch of baking soda can help balance pH. Handy if water sources run acidic. It doesn't stop with hygiene. This powerhouse product doubles as an emergency cleaner, removing grime, mildew, and stains from clothing, cookware, and living spaces. It also functions as a fire suppressant for small kitchen fires, a critical use in a world where fire prevention tools will also be sparse. And for anyone dealing with heartburn or indigestion, a spoonful of baking soda helps neutralize stomach acid fast. No pharmacy required. The barter value of baking soda grows because of its long shelf life, small size, and affordable cost. Stored in airtight containers or vacuum-sealed bags, it remains effective for years. This means you can stockpile large amounts of it now with minimal expenses and trade it in small, controlled amounts later. Simple snack-sized baggies or small jars transform it from bulk supply to bite-sized currency. not unlike powdered detergent. Here's the kicker. Not many preppers think about stockpiling baking soda. They're too focused on canned food and ammunition, leaving a huge gap for savvy individuals to exploit. When shortages hit, and the odor of unwashed clothes or spoiled food becomes unbearable, you'll have a product that's lightweight, practical, and commands premium trades. Baking soda replaces everything from toothpaste to soap, giving it incredible versatility in a barter economy. To ensure you capitalize, don't skimp on proper storage. Unsealed boxes absorb moisture and lose usability fast. Carefully transfer it to labeled, moisture-proof containers or sealable bags, and you'll have a portable, high-demand product ready for any exchange. Baking soda may not be glamorous, but its practicality and versatility make it one of the most powerful tools in your post-collapse arsenal. 3. Liquid gold in waiting. Vegetable oil as a barter essential. When you think of survival foods, calorie-laden staples like rice, beans, and jerky might come to mind. But most people forget an indispensable culinary and survival staple: vegetable oil. Beyond being a cooking necessity, vegetable oil becomes a golden asset in any barter-driven economy. Its value skyrockets once supply chains dry up, and people realize fats are among the toughest food essentials to replace. First off, there's the caloric benefit. Vegetable oil is pure, high-density energy. A single tablespoon packs over 100 calories. When meals are scarce, even a small amount of oil boosts both nutrition and satisfaction. Plain rice with a few drops of oil becomes bearable. Wild plants, tough meats, or foraged food can be sautéed into meals that actually taste edible. Calories stop being just numbers and start being what keeps you moving. But vegetable oil goes far beyond food. It doubles as an emergency light source for oil lamps, a waterproofing agent for fabrics and leather, a lubricant for moving parts, and even a way to protect skin from cold weather exposure. These secondary uses make vegetable oil one of those rare items that straddles the line between pantry staple and survival gear. The key to stockpiling vegetable oil smartly is in its packaging. What trip-ups do most people make? They grab those gallon jugs found in bulk stores thinking bigger is better. Here's the problem. Once opened, oil can turn rancid if not consumed quickly. And those bulky bottles? Terrible for bartering because you can't easily trade portions of them without risking spoilage or waste. Your smartest move? Stock smaller, sealed bottles. Single-use or half-liter sizes are perfect for both storage and future trades, minimizing waste while maintaining high barter value. Picture this scenario. A neighbor is sitting on a hoard of dry grains but can't make anything remotely edible. Vegetable oil becomes worth its weight in canned food or even batteries. The supplies they've been guarding closely suddenly lose value because you have something essential for cooking that they don't. The beauty of vegetable oil lies in its longevity and multi-purpose nature. Properly stored in a cool, dark location, unopened bottles can last well beyond their printed expiration dates. This makes it a stealthy and strategic addition to any prepper's stash. And when the moment comes to trade, that unused bottle becomes more valuable than anything sitting in the pantry untouched for years. 4. Bar soap, the underdog of hygiene and trade. When systems fail and everything descends into chaos, hygiene is usually the first thing to slip. It may seem trivial until dirty hands and poor sanitation lead to disease outbreaks threatening everyone's survival. Enter the humble bar soap, a small, cheap, and vastly underrated prepper essential that will evolve into a top-tier barter item during societal collapse. Bar soap isn't just about feeling clean. It's about staying alive. When access to clean water is scarce and medical care is non-existent, soap becomes your first line of defense against bacterial infections, viral spread, and life-threatening illnesses. It's affordable now, but will be priceless in a world where hygiene infrastructure collapses. Think about it. Touching contaminated surfaces, preparing food, or even treating a loved one's wound becomes a gamble without soap. And unlike liquid soaps and body washes, which are fragile, messy, and prone to waste, bar soap is durable, compact, and ridiculously easy to store. The beauty of this barter champion lies in its simplicity. For one, it doesn't spoil. Properly stored, a basic bar of soap can last indefinitely without losing effectiveness. Its size is also perfect for trade. You don't need to barter away an entire bar. You can cut it into halves or quarters and have multiple trade-ready pieces. Each piece can be used to secure essentials like food, batteries, or even ammunition. But not all soaps are created equal. While fancy, scented varieties might seem appealing, practicality is king in a survival scenario. Antibacterial or plain unscented soaps are far more valuable. Why? They offer medical benefits and broad utility without the unnecessary frills. They clean hands, disinfect equipment, and even provide psychological relief. Because there's nothing more comforting in a crisis than the simple dignity of being clean. You can't afford to overlook bar soap when building your prepper stockpile. It's dirt cheap right now. Stores sell them by the dozen for the cost of a fast food combo meal. A single airtight container can hold a year's worth of soap, making it one of the most space-efficient survival items. When the time comes, you won't trade soap because you need to. You'll trade it because everyone else does. And here's the crux. Hygiene is the foundation of public health. Collapse the infrastructure, and diseases spread fast. Those with excess soap to trade will hold the power to barter not just for survival but for leverage. The takeaway? Bar soap isn't just for washing your hands. It's a currency for keeping chaos at arm's length. Start stacking now and thank yourself later. 5. Heavy-duty trash bags, the survival multi-tool no one thinks about. When you think about survival, trash bags probably aren't at the top of your list. But in a grid-down world where chaos reigns and resources are precious, heavy-duty trash bags will become indispensable. Forget the flimsy grocery store kind. We're talking industrial-strength, contractor-grade 55-gallon liners built for rugged scenarios. These are the real MVPs of survival tools. Simple, durable, and endlessly versatile. Most people think of trash bags as, well, trash holders. But their uses expand exponentially when the world falls apart. Imagine sanitation systems breaking down. Waste piles up, attracting rodents and other disease-carrying pests. A roll of tough trash bags means you can store and dispose of your waste safely, reducing contamination risks. But it doesn't stop there. These bags double as waterproof ponchos, emergency shelters, gear protectors, or even makeshift water carriers. Their versatility could save your life. Here's the genius in stockpiling trash bags. They're lightweight and easy to store in bulk. A single bin can hold hundreds of them. And unlike other survival gear, they don't expire. People may scramble for canned foods or fuel, but rolls of industrial trash bags often go unnoticed until they're needed. That's where you come in, trading what others don't have for high-value essentials. The mistake most rookie preppers make? Settling for kitchen-grade bags that rip under the slightest strain. These won't cut it in a survival scenario. Contractor-grade bags are tough enough to handle firewood, sharp tools, or even makeshift stretchers in extreme conditions. Their durability ensures you have a reliable tool for whatever disaster throws your way. Picture this. Your neighbors have all the food and batteries they need, but their gear is drenched, rodents are invading their waste storage, and their homes are starting to reek. You show up with a roll of heavy-duty trash bags, and suddenly, you're the person who can fix their immediate problem. That roll, which costs pennies to buy now, becomes worth its weight in gold. Or more accurately, worth their spare canned food, propane, or medical kits. To maximize their value, keep your stash clean and dry. Rolls can be vacuum sealed for compact storage or simply stacked in tubs. When everything falls apart, that stack isn't just a prepper's dream, it's a bartering powerhouse. Trash bags, simple, silent, and powerful. The hidden gem of survival gear that turns minor problems into major opportunities. 6. Analog thermometers, the life-saving gadget everyone will overlook. When technology falters and the power grid crumbles, survival will hinge on simple, dependable tools. One of the most overlooked yet critical instruments for this scenario? The analog, mercury-free thermometer. Forget your fancy digital versions. They'll become nothing more than paperweights in the absence of power or batteries. A traditional thermometer doesn't need charging or software updates to do what it's designed to do. And in a barter economy, its reliability will make it priceless. Here's why temperature monitoring matters in a collapse. Fever is often the first sign of infection. Whether someone is battling the flu, a wound infection, or even a life-threatening illness, knowing if their temperature is dangerous could mean the difference between life and death. And while many modern thermometers rely on AAA batteries, infrared lasers, or fragile screens, a basic analog thermometer is practically unbreakable when treated with care. It runs purely on the laws of physics, no power required. This simple tool has another thing going for it. It's universal. Anyone, anywhere can use it without instructions or special technical knowledge. Parents desperate to care for sick children or elderly family members will trade for a thermometer without hesitation. It's a tool that transcends language, culture, and even literacy. And the best part? Right now, they're cheap and easy to store. Buy them in bulk, stash them in protective cases, and forget about them until the day they become barter gold. The mistake most people make is thinking their digital solutions will save them. But batteries die, technology malfunctions, and when that happens, most people won't know how to check for fevers. That's where you come in. A single thermometer costs you pocket change today, but could fetch significant resources in a crisis. Canned food, medicines, or even clean water. Pair them with basic first aid kits as a trade bundle, and you increase your leverage tenfold. Proper storage is key. While analog thermometers are durable, they aren't indestructible. Keep them shielded from extreme temperatures and physical damage by using padded cases or sturdy containers. This ensures they stay intact and functional for when you or your neighbors need them the most. Analog thermometers don't just check temperatures, they provide clarity in chaos. A quiet tool with loud value that will leave unprepared survivors envious. 7. Stitching survival together, the power of sewing kits. When everything collapses, supply chains, retail stores, the digital marketplace, one tear in your jacket could mean the difference between staying warm or freezing, between survival and serious discomfort. Sewing needles and thread, items often tossed in a drawer and forgotten, emerge as some of the most powerful tools you can stockpile. These aren't just craft supplies, they're lifelines, and when the world stops running, their trade value will soar. Why do sewing kits matter so much? Because nothing lasts forever, especially during hard use in survival conditions. Clothes rip, tents snag, tarps get torn, backpacks fray. When there's no way to buy replacements, the ability to repair these essentials becomes key. While duct tape may work for a quick patch job, it lacks durability. A single stitching job with a needle and strong thread, on the other hand, can make gear last months or even years longer. That's not just useful, it's life-extending. What makes sewing kits even better for bartering is how compact and lightweight they are. A full kit containing multiple needles, heavy-duty polyester thread, safety pins, buttons, and even a thimble can fit into something as small as a mint tin. You can easily stockpile dozens of these kits in a corner of your bug-out bag or prepper stockpile. When the time comes, they'll be more valuable than flashy gadgets, offering sustainability rather than short-term convenience. What's even more surprising is how overlooked sewing kits are right now. Dollar stores and craft retailers sell them for pocket change, and yet, few people think to add them to their prepper arsenal. This spells opportunity for those who know better. When critical gear starts breaking and neighbors are scrambling to hold their lives, quite literally together, you can offer a solution that they'll be willing to trade food, tools, or even medical supplies to get. To increase barter power, go beyond the basics. Stock kits with strong needles designed for thick materials like denim or canvas. Include waxed thread. It's far tougher and more water-resistant than the regular stuff. Add in extras like small scissors, fabric patches, and an instruction card for anyone who doesn't already know how to sew. These upgrades make your kit not just useful, but indispensable. The truth is this: when the world goes dark, survival isn't just about stockpiling food and water. It's about maintaining what you've got. The smart ones, the people with needle and thread in their pocket, will be the ones equipped not just to survive, but to thrive. Sewing kits might be tiny, but the power they wield in a grid-down scenario is massive. 8. Grip on survival. Why clothespins will surprise you. The modern world has made people forget the humble clothespin, a relic of simpler times. But when the power grid fails, laundry machines stop working, and drying clothes becomes a daily struggle. Clothespins will make an unexpected yet massive comeback. What seems like a trivial item today will transform into a barter-worthy survival essential when every piece of clean, dry clothing starts to matter. Clothespins aren't just for hanging wet fabric. Their most critical role in survival is securing your valuable resources. Without reliable clothespins, a strong gust of wind could mean losing your last pair of socks or your only clean shirt. It's not something anyone wants to deal with when clothing is already scarce. Clothespins ensure that your laundry, tarps, or even food stored in bags stays right where it should. However, the brilliance of clothespins lies in their multitasking ability. Wooden ones, in particular, are incredibly durable and versatile. Aside from laundry, they can be used to seal food bags, hang up emergency tarps, clamp gear together, or even start fires as kindling. Their lightweight and compact size mean you can stockpile them in bulk without taking up valuable storage space. What's surprising is their sheer affordability and availability right now. For the cost of a coffee, you can snag 50 clothespins at most stores. But in a collapse, when drying clothes becomes a matter of survival, that same small bundle of clothespins could be worth a hot meal, a set of batteries, or something even more valuable. They're a true low-cost, high-utility item in a world running out of practical solutions. Want to boost the survival value of clothespins? Focus on the wooden variety. They last longer than plastic ones, don't crack as easily in extreme weather, and if you're desperate, they can double as fire starters. To ensure their longevity, store them in dry containers or resealable plastic bags to prevent rust on the springs and keep the wood intact for the long haul. For an extra barter bonus, combine a handful of clothespins with some paracord and offer it as a clothesline kit. A single kit like that, in a situation where drying clothes efficiently is crucial, could earn you canned goods, tools, or even clean water. While most people dismiss such a basic household tool as irrelevant, you'll have a stash of barter-ready goods that everyone inevitably realizes they need. The bottom line? Clothespins may be small, but their value in a world without modern conveniences is huge. They keep life organized, clothes dry, and resources secure, all while taking up minimal space in your prepper stockpile. When everyone else is struggling with the basics, you'll have a quiet tool that solves problems and commands respect in trade. 9. Little tools, big fixes, the lifeline of safety pins. Safety pins. They're the tiny tools you hardly notice in daily life, stored away in dusty sewing boxes or junk drawers. But when things fall apart and survival gets real, safety pins ascend from their humble reputation to become a critical and highly tradable resource. Their adaptability, durability, and effortless utility make them a bartering powerhouse in a world where quick fixes can mean the difference between manageable and chaos. You see, in a survival scenario, everything is prone to break: gear, shelter, clothes, and even plans. Safety pins are a go-to fix for all these problems. Got a ripped jacket in freezing temperatures? Safety pins turn it wearable again in seconds. Need to secure a torn tent flap against relentless rain and wind? Add a few pins and you're protected. Their uses extend to medical situations too. Securing bandages in place when adhesive tape runs out, or even improvising a sling for an injured arm. And don't underestimate their usefulness for food storage and preparation. These little fasteners can hang bags of food from tree limbs to keep pests at bay, or clamp bags tightly to prevent spillage and contamination. What makes safety pins a quiet survival champion is their versatility and portability. A mixed pack of 100 pins, ranging from small to heavy-duty sizes, takes up virtually no space and weighs almost nothing. Yet their utility punches far above their weight. This multi-use practicality ensures that safety pins appeal to everyone, from hardened preppers maintaining their gear to unprepared families trying to improvise their way through disaster scenarios. Pre-packaging safety pins into small trade-ready kits is also incredibly simple. Imagine Ziploc packs containing 10, 20 pins in various sizes. These are perfect for bartering trades where people desperately need fast, adaptable solutions to urgent problems. Some might offer you canned food, batteries, or first aid supplies in exchange for something as small as these little wire loops. And with good reason. When chaos reigns, the ability to repair and adapt quickly becomes worth its weight in gold. Safety pins also boast longevity. Stored dry and clean, they won't rust or fail when you need them most. Their indestructibility, both physically and in their problem-solving capacity, makes them a must-have in your prepper stash. While others are fumbling with duct tape or struggling to sew, you'll have a quick and reliable fix ready to go. And that's the essence of real-world survival: speed and reassurance. Here's the blunt truth about safety pins in survival mode. They keep everything quite literally held together. The world out there may fall apart, but with safety pins, you have the tool to fix what can be fixed. They're proof that small things often have the biggest impact in the direst circumstances. Stock them now, stash them properly, and in a broken future, be the one holding the trades others rely on to survive. 10. Instant repairs and survival hacks with superglue. Superglue! A small, unassuming tube that most people overlook until they need it. But when life gets unforgiving, this compact miracle adhesive turns into one of the most versatile repair tools you could possibly have. Its ability to patch up gear, fix tools, and even handle minor medical crises makes it a survival essential and a bartering asset that skyrockets in value during any collapse. The primary reason superglue will shine in any grid-down scenario? It's instant. Unlike duct tape, sewing, or makeshift repairs that take time and technique, superglue is a fast, low-skill application to a wide range of problems. Did your boot sole split open in the middle of the woods? A quick application and a little pressure will make it walkable again. Gear malfunction at the worst possible moment? Snap back cracked plastic parts or reinforce weakened spots with a dab of glue, buying you time and performance when it matters most. Its uses extend far beyond simple repairs. Superglue also takes a surprising role in medical emergencies. Though not categorized as a first-choice treatment, cyanoacrylate adhesive sacca, the backbone of superglue, have historically been used in medical settings to close small wounds and cuts when sutures weren't available. It forms a protective barrier over the injury, blocks bacteria, and stabilizes bleeding. While not a substitute for hospital-grade solutions, in survival mode, it can bridge the gap until better care is available. A tube of glue could very well save someone from battling an infection in the wilderness after a simple accident. That's not convenience, that's survival. Speaking of survival, super glue is ultra-portable and non-perishable. Individual tubes weigh next to nothing and require minimal space. Properly stored in a cool, dry environment, glue can last years without degrading, making it an effortlessly stockpile-friendly item that stays ready in your pack or pantry. Adding gel variations to your collection offers even more control and precision, cutting down on the mess and wasted product. These details add to its overall value, not only for personal use, but as a must-have bartering item. Now think about the barter angle. Imagine showing up with packets of tiny, life-saving solutions when resources are stretched thin and people are at their wits' end. Broken tools? Cracked gear? Someone's child with an injury that won't stop bleeding? A single tube of superglue becomes a lifeline, worth food, batteries, even gas. And because of its lightweight and compact size, you'll have a critical item to trade without adding significant weight to your stock or bug-out bag. Superglue may not be flashy, but it's nothing short of a survival game-changer. It's the friend that steps in when duct tape can't help, sewing takes too long, and desperation outweighs convenience. It is, quite simply, one of the most versatile problem solvers you can own. When the day comes that society's systems grind to a halt, you'll hold the secret weapon that no one else saw coming. A small tube of liquid precision that fixes, steals, and protects in seconds. When the world falls apart, survival will hinge on the essentials you've prepared, not the flashy luxuries most people chase. The truth is harsh. Money, gold, and status won't put food on the table, fix what's broken, or protect your health. Practical, overlooked items like detergent, sewing kits, trash bags, and superglue will become the real currency. Demanded, traded, and indispensable. The time to act is now. These are the things no one's stockpiling yet. The cheap and readily available tools that will skyrocket in value once shelves go empty and the panic sets in. Waiting isn't just risky. It's guaranteeing you'll end up on the wrong side of the trade when disaster strikes. Start small. Stockpile smart. Build your arsenal of items that solve real problems. Because when collapse comes, as it inevitably will, it's those who prepared with foresight and practicality who'll walk through it stronger, smarter, and always a step ahead. What are you waiting for? Start prepping today. Your future self will